Here is another product I am genuinely proud to share with you because, as always, I only recommend products you can return stress-free. And today, we are talking about a 60-day money-back guarantee. You can even send back the bottles if they are empty. That is how sure they are that you will not want to return them. You buy it directly from the manufacturer through their official website. This cuts out the middleman, and that is exactly how you avoid paying the brand tax for nothing. Now listen closely, because I am going to be very honest. If I am talking about this, it is from personal experience. I felt let down so many times. Eventually, I started believing I was the problem, that my performance just wasn't up to par, and that the insecurity this created was going to destroy everything. I lived with this background fear, the fear that my partner would eventually look elsewhere. Not because she was a bad person, but because I was no longer calm, no longer confident, no longer stable. And I know, if you are watching this video, maybe you know exactly that horrible mix: pressure, doubt, anxiety, and afterwards you blame yourself, you overthink, and it gets worse. There is a link in the description with a promo on the AlphaFuel Pro offer. So if you just want to check today's price and the available bundles, it is right below. You can take a look now and come right back. Okay, now for the real topic. What shocked me the most wasn't the product itself. It was realizing that most men are fighting two enemies at the same time. The body, yes, but mostly the mind. And when your head starts spinning, everything becomes fragile. You anticipate failure, you tense up, you overanalyze, and you end up creating exactly what you fear. So here's what I did. I stopped looking for a magic solution. I looked for something consistent, without telling myself stories. Something I can test, measure, and stop if it doesn't suit me. That is when I found AlphaFuel Pro. What made me stay was their zero-risk logic. They announce a 60-day guarantee, so you have time to form a real opinion, not just a day 2 impression. And since it is sold via the official site, you don't go through shady resellers. You order from the source, period. Let's talk about what the offer highlights, because it answers the classic doubts. AlphaFuel Pro is presented as a natural supplement for male performance and confidence. The offer insists on trying it over several weeks, rather than waiting for an immediate miracle. They also highlight bundles with savings, up to 50% off depending on the offer. Now, if your problem is fear, then your goal is not to be perfect. Your goal is to be predictable. Because when you become predictable to yourself again, you become calm. And when you become calm, you become confident. For me, the combo that changed everything was: 1. Stop betting everything on a single night. 2. Bring consistency back. 3. Remove the poison of comparing yourself to before or to others. Yes, it sounds simple, but if you really apply it, it gets you out of the mental trap. So if you test AlphaFuel Pro, do it smartly. Give yourself a clear window, for example 30 days, where you observe your stress levels, your confidence, and your consistency, without judging yourself at every attempt. I will tell you frankly, if you want to take advantage of the offer and see if it fits you, click on the link in the description now. That is where you will see the current promo, the bundles, and the 60-day guarantee. You don't need to take my word for it. You just need to give yourself a chance to regain control over this vicious cycle of fear, pressure, and failure, and to test it in real conditions with a clear frame. And if you recognize yourself in what I said, disappointment, insecurity, the fear of not being enough, and the fear that the other person will leave, then do at least one thing today. Stop suffering in silence. Make a decision, and use the link in the description to check if the offer is right for you.